I'm so sorry, this video is way longer than I intended for it to be, but if you could please endure it all the way to the end, I'll try not to put you to sleep. And I'd be most grateful because this is for a good cause. This video here is hopefully the start of something that's going to help a lot of people worldwide and save lives. So please, please, please help me and enjoy the following. So for those of you who already know me as Sam, then to avoid confusion, we'll just keep it that way because I'm now going by my middle name. So if you know me as Sam, then Sam I am. Otherwise, for those of you who do not know me already, my name is Katya. I'm 32 years old, I come from New Zealand. I love horses, they're my passion. I have 8 horses, I love them all, they're like my children. I love them most of the time. I used to be a professional athlete in the sport of cross-country ski racing. I'm an accomplished person both athletically and academically. Not many people know that. And I suffer from an embarrassing range of serious medical conditions, most of them on the extreme end of the scale. I'm only going to focus on 2 of them in this video, my extremely uncontrolled epilepsy and my extreme hirsutism. Hirsutism, for those of you who do not know, is just a fancy word for excess hair growth, excess hairiness, whatever you want to call it. But all of that, what I just told you, is why I'm here. I have a plight. That plight is to make the world an easy place for sufferers like me to live in, break down the stereotyping, eradicate the bullying, educate society, sufferers and non-sufferers alike, because a lot of the stupidity that sufferers like me face a lot of the time come down to just ignorance, because people just don't know. They've never been taught. With me having had a lifetime of experience with these conditions on an extreme end of the scale, I'm well and truly qualified to teach, and I have so much knowledge and so much to share that a lot of people can benefit from what I have to share. I can make so many lives easier, and I really do truly believe that I can even save lives. So I need you to help me make this whole thing successful by subscribing to my channel and sharing what I provide to you so that it can reach the people it needs to reach, so that they can come to my channel and see the videos that are going to help them. Using myself as the subject and example, my goal here is to be a global ambassador, not just any ambassador. I'm talking about an ambassador on a global scale for other epileptics, especially uncontrolled epileptics like me, and for other girls and women suffering from extreme hirsutism. As a global ambassador, I am putting my own vanity aside to put myself in the spotlight for the entire world to see as an uncontrolled epileptic and as a very hairy woman, so that I can create a support network on a global scale, because I know not everyone has the support that I have always had. People think that they are alone, other sufferers think that they are alone, and they need to know that they are not alone. They can know that I am here waiting to help them. All they need to do is just know that I am here, they can come to me and I can help them. Because people who are at a loss of how to deal with these conditions are killing themselves, and they don't have to. I'm here as living proof that people don't have to kill themselves. There are ways of dealing with these conditions, and they don't have to hide in isolation and shame and fear and ridicule. If they want to do something, they can go and do it and excel above and beyond, and I am living proof of that. My epilepsy is so bad that if I did not have medication, I am certain that I would end up in what's called status epilepticus, which is basically a non-stop seizure which requires hospitalization. And my hirsutism is so bad that I have to shave my face up to 3 times a day. Yes, you heard that correctly, 3 times a day. And my body is no exception. I'm not going to go too into depth on my conditions in this video because I'm trying to keep it as short as I possibly can. But I will just tell you a few things, just to give you a vague idea of the hell that both of these conditions put me through on a daily basis. I will tell you some highlights throughout my life, just random things that I'm really, really proud of achieving. Just, you know, against naysayers, against stacked odds, and, you know, just to show you who I am and what I'm trying to do, and proof that it actually can be achieved. So this video, I guess, is just like a prequel to introduce myself, introduce these conditions, what they can be like on a daily basis, and introduce my plight, why I'm doing this, and asking for your help. Before I continue, I need to just let you know that my epilepsy is not the Hollywood type where you fall on the floor and convulse, eyes rolling back in your head, frothing at the mouth, that sort of thing. That is grand mal type. My type is complex partial. It's very complex. Curative surgery has been ruled out for me, so medication is all that I have. So without further ado, I'll just give you a vague idea of the hell my extremely uncontrolled epilepsy puts me through every day. We say extremely uncontrolled because to be considered controlled, you have to have only one seizure per month. Controlled on my scale is at least 4 a day, up to, I would say, probably over 20 sometimes. It's hard to give a number per day because they change in frequency and intensity at the drop of a hat. Anything and nothing can trigger them, and I have so many different types of seizures. I'm only going to give you a few examples in this video because I have way too many types. But it'll just give you a vague idea of the spectrum that my seizures can range between. My memory gets wiped a lot, so sometimes I'll be completely unaware that I've even had them. So obviously I can't count those in the daily number. Some of the different types of seizures that I have can range from anything between going in and out of consciousness, which could appear very subtle. You could be sitting right next to me, not even know that I'm having or I have had them. And also sometimes seizures come in clusters, so it's hard to differentiate one from another, which is also why it's hard to give a number per day. I have falls and blackouts, which are becoming more and more frequent these days. My memory gets deleted, so a lot of the time I wake up in absolute confusion, or I'll be completely unaware that I've even had them if I just have a blackout, not a fall. Obviously if I have a fall, I know that I've had a seizure, even if I don't remember it or remember anything about it. Recently I had 3 falls and blackouts. The only reason I knew was because Mum was here with me, and she actually caught my weight as I went down for one of them. It was trying to like stop me from thrashing a plate around in one hand. And I think that I've had another one, not yesterday, the day before, as of recording this. I had a really sore tailbone, and I don't recall having a seizure or anything, but I don't know what I would have hurt my tailbone on, but yeah, obviously I think I had a fall. But that's just something you deal with. You just learn to deal with it, and you just get on with life, and so on and so forth. I have night terrors, which are nothing compared to what they used to be. I used to have terrors coming during the day, they were that bad. Hallucinations are a massive thing for me, and they could be anything from harmless conversation to terrors, which, you know, I can be paralyzed in fear or scream my lungs out. So terrifying, I can't describe it. Sometimes Dad will come running into my room, and apparently I've been screaming these blood-curdling screams at the top of my lungs like a banshee, but I have absolutely no recollection of it. As far as I was concerned, I was just sleeping peacefully, but no. So a little scenario for you is when I'm having a terror, I'm obviously aware of it and I'm screaming because I'm absolutely terrified, but my memory gets deleted, so I have no recollection. My parents are my support people, and I rely on them a lot for things like transport. I work part-time at a mental health support centre, so we coordinate our schedules to get me into town and back and everything. I run my own horse farm, family horse farm. I train horses. I live with my parents because living alone is just stupid, especially having falls and blackouts. It is St. John's watch. Thank you, St. John. So those are just a few types, just to give you an idea of the range that they can be between. I have so many different types of seizures. They affect me in so many different ways. My balance is constantly affected. Even sitting here now, my vision, I get double vision and room spinning, so essentially vertigo. I get a whole lot of other things that I have to deal with every single day. My short-term memory is very affected and it is getting progressively worse, which really scares the hell out of me because I have a very high IQ and losing my brain cells terrifies me. So I do a lot of things to keep my brain engaged and growing new brain cells, which may sound stupid to some people, but it's not stupid because essentially epilepsy, having seizures, is destroying brain cells. Epilepsy is erratic electrical activity in the brain, and it causes you to do things that you don't want to do. But it is a daily reality for me. It always has been. I've had it since I was 4, so pretty much all my life. It was like my birthday present from life. I got it when I was 4. But I've always ridden horses. I started competing ponies when I was 3 years old, and it never stopped me when I got epilepsy. I haven't competed for a long time, but I went out with a bang because I was competing a horse and a pony at that time, and we decimated the competition that season, and our last competition we decimated everyone at the South Island show jumping champs, so I went out with a bang. I have a good team of horses going at the moment, so I hope to return to competition on them. So showing, show hunter, dressage, show jumping, eventing, which is a 3-phase event for those who don't know. Dressage, cross country and show jumping. So my epilepsy has never stopped me from doing anything with horses. I crazy horses. Now, there's no such thing as a bad horse, but because the mycotoxins in the grass, like the sugars, they affect the horse in a similar manner to cocaine for humans. It just blows their brains and they act out of character and they're absolutely crazy. People putting their horses down because they're just crazy on this grass, but it's essentially because we're poisoning them. But as crazy and insane as these horses can behave, when I have a seizure they settle right down. It's amazing. I can't describe it. You actually have to see it for yourself. I've had seizures show jumping. I won a class having a seizure. My pony just took me right around the horse, then took me straight to mum and dad, who knew that I'd been having a seizure because they could tell, but no one else knew. I used to compete on the world stage in the toughest sport on the planet, cross-country ski racing. I never competed in disabled or special categories. I always competed against able-bodied athletes, and most of them were performance-enhancing drugs. Cross-country skiing is notorious for drug cheats. So, you know, with all my adversities, and I only have 75% maximum lung capacity, so I have all these things against me. Yet I've gone out and done this, that and everything else. I've won in just about every country I've raced in. I had a medal awarded to me by a member of the imperial family in Japan. It was supposed to be the emperor, but he was sick, so they sent someone else. I think it was his nephew, and he was wearing dungarees of all things. It's hilarious. It wasn't just a medal, it was the honour of the whole thing, and it was made even more special by the fact that I returned to Japan years later for World Champs, and they remembered me and invited me to the series of races that the other one that I got the medal in, it was part of the series. I think it's called Miyasama International Series. It's a very prestigious series of races in Japan. They remembered me from my past race and result, and they invited me, and I was a hot favourite for this race and I completely bombed out. It was so embarrassing. I was so sick that I actually cancelled World Under 23s. That's how sick I was. And I could only fit in one of these races, but I couldn't turn them down because they'd asked me, so I went and completely bombed out and embarrassed myself, but never mind. Hopefully they remember me from a past result, not that one. This may sound absolutely stupid, but it is true. I have won more sports person awards than I remember, and I can't even remember which ones. I was a record holder as a track athlete. My specialty was hurdles, and I don't know which records I still hold, but I did run a faster time than a national record, but it wasn't recorded. There was some reason why, I don't know why, but that record has since been broken, so it doesn't really matter anyway. But the point is, you know, I was pretty quick back then. I'm an old cripple now. Another thing with the skiing, I was invited to this International Grand Prix race, which was the last race before the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics. And that race was absolutely special to me because all the Olympians, all the medalists and all the honourable mentions. They were all there at that race. So to be invited was an absolute honour. And I raced so well that I actually beat some people that were at the Olympics. Now all the medalists were there, and including my 2 idols, and that was the first chance that I ever got to race them. And it was kind of daunting as a junior, but it was so overwhelming, the honour of it all. But anyway, so that was a real highlight. When I was competing on the horses, I was an unbeatable rider on the show circuit that we travel around. No one could beat me in the rider class. So when I return to competition, I hope to become an unbeatable rider again, because that was like the absolute honour of my life. Because horses are so important for me. Some academic things: I got my work published in 2 subjects. One was graphics and design. I wanted to be a geneticist and architect so that I could make prosthetic limbs for horses, but I have my reasons for tossing those. But I got my work published for graphics and design, and also for creative writing in English. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a poem or short story. It had something to do with the horizon. I can't remember. But it was so good they asked me could they publish it, and I said yes. So I write hard science fiction. One of the stories that I'm writing at the moment, I'm writing to be a video game. This is an actual thing. I'm serious about it. Something I'm working towards. I play the piano. I play by ear. I can't read music. That's one thing I want to do in life, is learn to read music. So I play a lot of video game covers. I do my own compositions. I do a lot of creative things, just anything and everything, and I never let my epilepsy stop me from doing anything. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we are able to achieve, you know, as uncontrolled epileptics and people, very hairy women. You know, I was a young girl and had more hair than any grown man I knew. You know, I went out in front of everyone. You know, I even had cameras everywhere, practically up my nose. But you know, I enjoyed it, and you know, I used every single talent that I had so that I didn't waste it just because, you know, I'm hairier than everyone else. So what? You know, it's hard, but it's not impossible. So on the subject of my hirsutism, as I said, I have to shave at least once and up to 3 times a day. So it's that bad. It's like black number 8 wire, and it's so coarse and dense. The only way I can get rid of it is with the men's electrical shaver, well beyond a women's. Tweezing is pointless because the hair is so coarse and dense it just won't budge, so waxing doesn't even tug the hair. Laser therapy did absolutely nothing but rash my face, which fortunately did heal. And on the subject of rashing, my skin is very sensitive, so it's prone to breaking out in acne and rashing. Shaving every 8 hours out of acne and rashing can get overbearingly painful and messy. And sometimes the skin damage gets so bad that you have to let it grow just so the skin can repair. But I have found products that work for me, and I've figured out a regime, and these products and the regime that I use for myself, I know it won't help everyone. I know that it will help so many people out in the world. It will make life so much easier. It will clear up people's skin and maintain it. Maintaining when you're regularly shaving is a really, really hard thing to achieve. And sometimes even I can't stay on top of it. Sometimes my skin damage does get that bad that, you know, I have to let my face rest. So the hair grows. I have to let people notice it. But, you know, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Seriously. So I have a lot to share on everything from daily management of the conditions, long-term management, moral support from a fellow sufferer. It can make all the difference having support from a fellow sufferer as compared to an outsider. Even if they're trying with all their heart, they can never know what it's truly like. If you just want someone to hear what you have to say, or if you want to just have a good vent, sometimes it helps to have a good old-fashioned vent. I am here if you want to do that. If you want to say something but you don't want to make a public comment, you can contact me below on this email, besthorseInthestable@gmail.com. My name is Katya. So you can tell me anything. I'm sure it will not surprise me, and even if it did surprise me, I won't judge you for it. What I will do is listen and I'll try and help you if I can. I have so many makeup tips and tricks that I figured out for myself to hide the hirsutism. I call it deadly nightshade. I think the official slang term is after 5 o'clock shade. So when I say deadly nightshade, I'm just referring to the black shading that myself and my fellow hirsutes have to hide every day. I can help people. If you have a pizza face and lots of hair and you don't know how to get rid of it all, then I am pretty confident that I can help you get to this stage, at least close to this stage. So don't be afraid to contact me. I am very friendly and very approachable, and I want to help. And if you're a sufferer or if you aren't, I'm asking you either way, please share this video and ask other people to share it. People aren't necessarily going to think that you suffer from these things if you share it. Just ask people, can you please share this? You know, this woman has a really good cause and she's trying to get word out. She needs help. Let's help her. Spread the word. If you want to leave a comment down below, then I welcome that. If you have something you want to say to me or say to people who might watch this, who read the description, or if you have a question to ask, just ask it. I will try and check regularly to, you know, answer people. But if you don't want to draw attention to yourself, then you could use my email. You may have something to suggest to me, some way that I haven't mentioned in this video that I might be able to help. So whatever it is, don't feel afraid to contact me. The email address I've created, besthorseandthestable@gmail.com, is specifically for this. Whether you're a sufferer or not, you can share the link to this video in a private message, or private email, or private Facebook message, Hangouts message, whatever. There are ways of sharing it without drawing attention to people, so otherwise plaster it everywhere, all over social media with no shame. But I'll let you go for now because this video is way longer than I intended for it to be, and I'm very sorry for that. So please subscribe, please share, have a good day, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.